back with the champion select for game number 2.
as I fell to the ocean floor, fading light through an open door. I saw myself rise with the water. They thought they could keep me down, hold their breath and watch me drown, but all they did was push me higher. We don't care what they say, we will be here all day. We'll stay until it's over, till the world's out of sight. We will stand, we will fight. It's not over till it's over. Through the nights in the rain, through the time and the pain, we stand, we'll never fall. And then at the end of it all, we will win, we will chant. It's not over till it's over.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's time for game number 2 of Temple City versus University High School in the High School Star League League of Legends 2016 Spring Playoffs. And after that first game, I mean, Temple City are just looking... Actually, I don't know. I would say looking very strong. That was a very even last game.
You were about to say, like...
Temple City are going to have a positive advantage here.
well, yes, they will have a positive advantage, but... That was
Aside from the negative advantage, which they could have.
Thank you, Mr. Smartass.
Welcome.
That was one of those games where you're just like, wow.
Like, that happened.
That's literally, yeah, like, you take a couple of moments, you ask the referee for a 10-minute pause, and then you have to recollect yourself, because you have a job to do, and there is scholarship money on the line for these players, so... Coming back into this game, curious to see whether or not we're going to see any targeted bans. For example, Captain Nuke, if Aurelia is open, I think he'll play it, even though he did not do that great in the early lane phase. But actually, his lane phase was great, but he got over-aggressive and punished a lot for it. But that could also just take slight adjustments to fix, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so Olaf Twitch banned out by University High School. Twitch they did ban before they did ban a Gangplank. I forgot. Oh yeah, it was the Anivia and the Gangplank, but this time they banned Olaf instead of Gangplank, and I mean, you just, ban out another Captain Nuke's various champions, he can play another one, so he may play Gangplank. It's a very strong pick right now.
He might. They're also respecting Zud, since I know that Zud plays Gangplank as well as Anivia. So, we talk a lot about Captain Nuke. Captain Nuke is definitely the more flashy player when it comes to Temple City, but Zud has been there since the beginning, really. He was there last year when they got second place at the grand finals. And the Cookie taking away Aurelia here, I think, is a good decision. But like you said, that leaves Gangplank open.
Yep, and we did see Bard, Thresh, and Jin banned out. So no bans resulting from the last game. I mean, it wasn't a huge stomp for either of the teams. And the Jin ban is going to be interesting. I believe the Thresh ban is new here, away from Venix. So they are very wary of this dual lane there. But
I think
it's going to be Zud with the Rek'Sai. Oh, wait. That's going to be for Z Motions. A little bit out of order.
Yeah, we're just swapping up the roles. I mean, aren't they supposed to be in LCS format, Crusader Kid?
Yeah, they're probably just out of order.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Well, shout outs to University High School for following the rules.
Yeah.
You know those high
there's gonna be a
schoolers.
lock-in.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. Nidalee
Nidalee.
jungle. I don't think they're going to go with the least when they have Nidalee. Nidalee is not weak, but she is feast or famine to the extreme. And you already have a feast or famine top laner. Although even while famining, Captain Nuke was trying to get fed, and it worked for his team too. They won partially off of the disruption that he made. So one thing as well with it we could see is Kled. I don't actually know if people are going to play it here, since Kled was just released, but it is going to be Lucian for Tactical Bacons.
Yep, so Lucian now for his bottom lane AD carry. We are seeing a few switch-ups on these champions, of course, so now it's going to be over on Temple City's side. You see Gangplank and the Rek'Sai here, so a bit more, global presence from both of these teams. Captain Nuke playing a champion that he could split push pretty well with that Gangplank, and you'll have the Cannon Barrage to be present, and Z Motions now on the Rek'Sai also should be able to get around that map pretty well.
The Emotions had a lot of early game pressure for Temple City in that first game that we saw, which was very effective. Him being on the Rek'Sai is going to enable that just as much as Gragas.
Look at that comp. That's a nice combo there.
That is.
Sivir and the Karma.
Yeah, but on the other hand, speed doesn't actually stack in a meaningful way. There are diminishing returns on speed once you pass a certain threshold. So while they have a lot of speed, you could also say that if they use it at the same time, they mess it up, that it's improper. It's like in Overwatch when you don't want to stack your support ultimates. Anyway, I had to throw in one Overwatch reference there. But yeah, it is a very strong composition. They're going to have very strong damage with the Gangplank coming in. We'll see what Zud decides to go for. And they're going to have a lot of mobility and utility as well.
Seamus, it's very nice that you mentioned Overwatch, because High School Star League is opening up an Overwatch section.
Oh!
Adding it onto a host of games, including League, of course, Dota 2, StarCraft 2, Osu. I believe we're retiring StarCraft 2 this season.
No, that's too bad.
But we have Overwatch now, so
That's pretty cool.
yeah. Registrations should go up sometime soon. I don't believe they're up just yet, but keep posted on our Facebook and Twitter at
And-
HS League for both of those.
There you go.
Yeah. So other lock-ins though, it's gonna be the Braum being locked in here for Venix, and looks like we're gonna see Kips playing a Jace.
Yes, we are. That is a pocket pick, if there has ever been one.
And Zud's playing the Malzahar again.
Yep.
No, wait.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
It was Kips was on Vel'Koz before.
Yep.
So Kips is transitioning from AP poke damage to 80 poke damage.
Yeah.
And instead of being as far removed from the front lines as possible, he might want to jump in there occasionally.
This is gonna put Temple City in a bit more of a difficult spot in terms of their front line. Only really having Z Motions, I'd say, for the most part of it. I mean, Gangplank generally builds a little bit more on the damage side. University's gonna have the Braum, gonna have the Aurelia. So we'll see how it plays out.
So, Crusader Kitten, complete honesty, no one will judge you. How many of Jace's spells can you name?
To the Sky, is that one?
Yeah, that is one.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. That's all you need. 1 out of 7.
That's all you need to know.
All right, folks, we're going to go to
it's the most dramatic one anyway.
Of course. We're going to quick break. And speaking of To the Skies, this is the segue I wanted to set up for you here, is I will be playing a little bit of To the Stars as we wait for the spectator delay to wind down, and we'll see you all in 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, and we're about to get in and onto the rift for game number 2. It's Temple City versus University High School in our best of 5 losers bracket finals here. So winner moves on to face against Hazen, and so far Temple City are the ones with the advantage. I'm Crusader Kitten, joined by Simus tonight, and we're very excited to get into the rest of this game.
Yeah,
Rest of
the series, exactly.
Yep.
Both of these teams want to crack against Hazen. Again, against Hazen. That's hard to say. Because, of course, both of them lost to Hazen, who sent them to losers. And here they are against each other. Two of the most storied teams we have seen in HSL League of Legends. So we are on the rift. And ready to rumble. Temple City on the red side. University High School in the blue.
Rumble isn't in this game. Zed doesn't play it anymore. Ha ha ha.
Wow. that was a very salty laugh. Yeah, like, geez, Crusader Kitten.
Zed used to be a mid-Rumble player, but I think Rumble's fallen out of it. Actually, for quite a while. I don't think he's been in the meta for a long time, actually.
I think Zed
Mana Crystal start for Captain Nuke.
That's nothing new. Crusader Kitten, what was the last time you played a game of League of Legends?
Gangplank starts Mana Crystal?
Yeah.
Dang. At least the main Gangplank back in like season 1 and 2.
Before played the game longer than I have. Yeah.
Before the rework, and now that the rework happens, every time I press E, it puts down a barrel, and I'm like, oh, that's not what my E does anymore. I thought I would get the movement and the attack speed buff.
I'm sorry, Crusader Kitten.
It doesn't happen.
It's okay. They have barrels and they're super broken and or they're super strong, I should say, and everything's good, right? Gangplank's super fun, super strong. He actually is really fun and really also really strong.
Also Shen. Every time I press Q, I'm like,
oh yeah, reworked Shen. Oof, that was another one. But they gave him a sword, which is cool.
I just have like the muscle memory, man, and it's not right anymore.
They're gonna rework Yorick soon, and I don't even know what's gonna happen. You can no longer win games by just pressing Q, E, and W randomly.
Who knows, dude? Well, now we're gonna be seeing these bottom lane matchups once again, and we actually see Tactical Bacon and Venix picking up the full jungle camp as they did last time. This time Sketch and Buttshot neglect to take any. So I mean, level 2 power spike Lucian, it's pretty good, and you add the Braum onto that, and should be good.
It is a very strong lane, of course, because the concussive blows from Braum's passive is stacked twice. So that Light Slinger passive for Lucian coming in handy. However, considering Sketch can shield Buttshot and Buttshot can shield himself, I wonder how much actual effectiveness they'll have. Although that power spike, like you mentioned, is pretty strong if they get it.
Yeah. We're just waiting at this point. How many minutes does it take? Oh, actually, they didn't even get it first.
It takes...
Did they take the Krugs? No, they didn't take the Krugs. Exceltrix took the Krugs. Alright, well, it takes this last minion here, but they didn't quite push out the lane, so...
Brian, you okay?
Alright,
well... We good?
Now we're going to be seeing Z Motions.
Ooh.
It's in the middle lane.
Ouch, Captain Nuke. Using that parlay to harass a little bit.
Coming out. Kip's going to just be knocking him back.
So Zed... He likes to use his E just for a lot of harass there, which I think is fine. Obviously, he's going to be able to use Doran's Ring to farm up for himself and get his mana back pretty quickly. And holy moly, Crusader Kitten. So the word is out. This is, unfortunately, a replay. This is not actually live. And Crusader Kitten, do you know who was the cameraman of this? Because the jungler and Malzahar are... not in their proper positions at the bottom item screen, and it's a little bit upsetting.
Lag.
Right? Yeah.
Very unfortunate.
Okay, I see how it is.
Ooh, flash out from Captain Nuke, and the flash in. They want to go for this top lane carry. Captain Nuke here, and there is the spear right on target. Exceltrix with the first blood.
That is exactly what Exceltrix needs to do on Nidalee. Get fed early, get kills early, picks up the first blood.
Spears.
Hit the spears, exactly. He walked through the jungle. And even though it looked like there was a ward, by the time he was there, Captain Nuke was so far extended that he just wasn't able to get away. And the trade flash is absolutely worth it when you get the kill for your Nidalee. Exceltrix is probably going to be able to snowball so aggressively, we might want to see him start counter-jungling Temple City a little bit, trying to play really up in their face to continuously snowball this advantage that he just found.
Alright, so it looks like the first dragon here will actually be an Inferno Drake. Good to know. And over on this bottom half of the map, Gretchen Buttshot are pushing up on this wave here. And Z-Motions is taking away the Krugs.
Matt Krugs, probably just a little bit of an answer considering he knew that Nidalee had just recalled.
That's not just picking up that first blood.
Exactly.
And now he's moving down to this bottom lane here. No wards around for the team of Temple City.
Nope.
But they can be cautious.
Buttshot and Sketch have pushed up quite a bit here. But I don't think they're not in great danger. There's a little bit of a jungle tracking game you can play if you're a really high level jungler player, and I think that's something that Z-Motions is well aware of, which is just you try and track the motion of where your enemy jungler is pathing. That's just a big part of jungling in general. And if you were to assume that the opponent recalled, that's just pretty fair. Captain Nuke might be in trouble. Yeah, he takes the worst end of that trade. If you were to assume that the opponent recalled after getting the top lane kill, he'd probably start his bottom camp first, and then he'd rotate up. So the question is now, Captain Nuke, no vision, caught out again.
Captain Nuke in trouble again, and he's gonna go down. This time the Cookie gets the kill.
Captain Nuke, that is the aggressive style we have seen from him, and that is the aggressive style that Exceltrix is taken so much advantage of so far in this series. Well done by him.
He's trying to enter back here in this middle lane, but last time he ganked here, he just got knocked away. So, by the thundering blow. Oh, but the flash in here, they immediately get this one down. Kid's taking some damage from that. Now Maleficent Visions is onto him, being chased after by Voidlings, but he's going to be safe.
The Voidlings get taken down very quickly by the turret, and Kip's able to flash and speed boost himself out with that passive, just a slight movement speed advantage, and manages to survive. Zud had to use his ultimate and flash, so those are traded, but Kips is probably at risk now. Z-Motions can very easily come back again. However, Zud in the same situation. Malzahar isn't a mid laner, with any mobility. And look at this, knowing that Jace is pushed away, knowing that he had to recall, they can just go for this dragon. They have a pink ward too, just to ensure it. Very intelligent play.
Yeah, looks like we should just get a free Infernal Drink here to start things off. This would be very nice for Temple City. Despite having, 2 kills down, Infernal Drake gonna be able to boost their damage.
And that dragon buff, of course, is so strong because it makes you stronger, gives you extra damage against the enemy team. The only really combat stat, Dragon, Drake, while you're in combat. And of course it stacks. If you get that second one, you get the bonus damage. That's something that they'll probably want to keep pushing forward. Now, we don't actually see what Dragon's going to be next. But if they got a 2 Infernal Drake lead with this kind of a composition that has a very high threshold of mobility and has pretty solid engage as well, that could be a big problem for University High School.
Yep, and Zud on this Malzahar once again, gonna have to watch out for him because damage that comes out of that champion is just massive, and he's able to lock down one member. And this game, Kips isn't running the cleanse, he's actually running with the ignite, a little bit more aggressive here on this Jace.
It makes sense. Jace can go aggressive to pick up kills. He's one of the only champions in the game, obviously, that can switch forms. You want to poke while you have the shock blast available. Hold on, 2v2 in the top lane.
Ooh, Captain Nuke here taking damage, but Z-Motion's here to help out with the spear.
Oh!
He's in a lot of trouble. There it is, the smite to pick up the kill, and now Z-Motion is in a lot of trouble, trying to tunnel away to safety, which is going to be Zud, but won't be enough, and Exceltrix does pick up that kill.
Exceltrix. Such a clever player, man, and the Cookie too. Well done by the top jungle duo of University to win the 2v2 outright with the counter gank as well. And then Zud was there, but he couldn't do anything. Zud is so far behind. Brian, he's down 30 minions, has died one time, so he's down in XP too after roaming. This is not looking good for Temple City.
Z-Motion's minions.
Oh my goodness.
That's even. Come on, you
wow.
pointed this out, man.
Dude, I know.
First he's down a minion, so it's Captain Nuke.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's totally not down minions. He totally hasn't died. Okay. Crusader, this is why there's LCS order.
Yeah.
I take only like 20% responsibility of that flood.
Captain Nuke down 20 CS here.
That's true.
And he just lost his top lane tower.
That's worse.
Yeah.
That is not good at all. Temple City is behind nearly 4,000 gold, and it's not even at the 10-minute mark in this game. We were wondering whether or not University were going to be upset or distraught or any bit weaker mentally after losing that nail-biter game. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh man, next Drake is going to be an Infernal Drake there, so another Infernal Drake. As you're saying, if Temple City was able to pick that one up, which, I mean, it may be difficult at this point because of how much they've already lost.
I think at this juncture, going for a Drake is going to be very hard, but they have a few more minutes to work with. They have those globals, obviously. Rek'Sai has her ultimates. The emotions needs to be careful not to get caught out. Oh, okay. Shock Vessel miss. But, yeah, like you said, if they don't have an advantage soon, they're probably just not going to be able to contest the dragon, and then it's just Infernal Drake to Infernal. So, essentially kind of even.
Yep. Yeah, Captain Nuke. Just going to have to, you know, sit back, farm it up, really. As Gangplank do get tons of extra gold for just farming it up. And, ooh, Kips is going to get caught here once again. Flash isn't up, and he just gets bursted down. Zud with the kill.
There you go, abusing the lack of mobility. Kips did not have his flash up. And now Xeltrix is in the area, so he's going to be able to ward the turret for a little bit. He might actually be able to kill Zud if he lands a spear, but it would be a little bit of a risk, especially with Xeltrix, or excuse me, Z-Motions nearby.
And coming in, Z-Motion's going to be coming for this one, but not quite able to do anything there.
Alright. So, Ping's coming to the Tribe Ward. Tribe Brush. Doesn't seem like we'll actually see a fight, though. But the jungler's on the same side of the map. Actually, on the corner of the camera, Z-Motions is being harassed a little bit. University are going to have the Scuttle Crab for the next 90 seconds or so, so coverage over the dragon. Very important, right before the dragon spawns, too. That's like a perfect time. You might want to have it while the objective is alive, but having it in the 90 seconds before the dragon is actually alive means that you can set up your vision that much safer and that much quicker, and that's actually a very valuable thing to do.
Alright, so now we're seeing two members of Temple City pushing onto this middle lane. Captain Nuke is moving down to the bottom half of this map, and Dragon is up in 60 seconds. So that second Infernal Drake looks like it's not lost on them how valuable it could be here. They're pushing up here.
So Captain Nuke going to the mid lane, he has forsaken top lane because honestly, there's nothing he can do there, Brian. If he went back up there, he's 0-3-0, does not have an item completed, and the Stinger, Sheen, and Phage is going to be much stronger than simply the Phage and Sheen. So, it's a rough situation, but it's not the wrong call to try and find farm and a gold lead elsewhere. They're working on the turret, it's down to about 3rd HP, but at this point, Captain Nuke is going to be starved for gold for a while. He probably just wants to find a lane that's frozen for him, but I think that's actually what the Cookie doing is doing in top lane. Look at that poke. Yikes.
Yeah, for sure. So, ooh. Not sure what that spear landed on, but Zud getting bursted down after it with the follow-up in the flash in. And there is going to be Venix picking up that kill. Xeltrix going very, very low. Cannon Barrage coming through. That's going to be a shutdown over to Captain Nuke with the AoE damage. And a teleport to follow up as well. Z-Motions now has to back away because Ignite is onto him. Now Sketch flashing forward, trying to get this snare down. He's going to be able to get it. And Captain Nuke's still trying to go, and Venix is getting low here. Captain Nuke pushes him off. Chasing after kick. Flashes in, double kill. That's 3 kills for Captain Nuke.
And all of a sudden, Captain Nuke found a way back into the game. Xeltrix was too greedy. He thought he had the kill easily, but that wasn't actually the case. And as a result, oh, Z-Motion, speaking of greedy.
Oh, yeah. He did go down. Tactical bacon. There it is. The Coling finally finishes him off.
Holy crap. We have had some crazy games so far. Like, On the one hand, these decisions have been awesome. On the other hand, there were mistakes, and as a result, you see a sick culling kill by Tactical Bacons, giving himself a kill. It was very impactful in the last game. But after that, a little bit of a take a step back and look at the situation type moment. Items being completed for both sides means that even though Temple City is behind Crusader Kitten, they could probably try and contest the Dragon. And I think that's definitely what they want to do.
Trinity Force and Boots of Swiftness picked up here for Captain Nuke. And now moving down into the bottom half of the map here once again. The Cookie does still have his teleport up, so we'll be there at a moment's notice. Captain Nuke doesn't have his Cam Barrage or teleport up.
Wow,
those 3 kills, but D-Motions wants to go in here. Here's the teleport coming in. The D-Motion taking way too much damage, and that's going to be the Cookie coming in to pick up that kill.
That tunnel vision literally there from Z-Motions might have just cost them the Dragon. Oh, low health bars.
Here, Temple City is hovering around because the Infernal Drake is doing some decent damage, but they will be able to secure this one and goes over to University High School, but they're kind of stuck inside the pit. The Cookie taking damage. He does go down, but shot with the finishing blow.
Overall, it's totally worth it, though, for University. They prevent the second Infernal Drake, they get one of their own, and they also trade the kills evenly. And that was a moment in which it looked like the momentum was swinging back in Temple City's favor. So to staunch them there was pretty good, and a bit of a mistake by Z-Motions. I'm not sure he actually saw that he could have just gone for an unburrow had he only been a few steps closer and hit the target anyway. Instead, he goes for the tunnel, then unburrow, and just gets completely caught out. So
Temple City, though, will be able to take down this tower in the bottom lane.
I would say
closing that gold gap a little bit.
While that is good, oh, if Bloodshot dies here, it's not good. Oh, it's
yep. Oh,
okay,
right.
yeah. That was He just had to hit it, and it wasn't really a hard thing to miss, or to excuse me, it wasn't a hard thing to hit. But you do see players occasionally miss those if they're very tense. So the turret was taken, like you said, but it's a small consolation versus the value that the double Fire Drake would have been. 2 Infernal Drakes is incredible. Sure. So that is in trouble here.
We want to get some more stuff here, though. Going in on to Zud. They'll just take him down. Right now, they're going to be looking for the push onto middle lane with that pickup. Zud 1 and 2 here.
Those solo lanes of Temple City. Actually, all of their lanes don't really have that much vision control when they play. They, I would say that their lanes are very dominant in situations when they're in neutral lanes, but they are quite susceptible to ganks, which is what we've seen so far.
Now Captain Nuke. He is pretty much a goner here with the Cookie and Exceltrix moving up, and Divanix also coming in from the river. So
he gets movement speed.
This is going to be 3 members to take down Captain Nuke here, and he is looking to run and actually.
Could he teleport away? He can teleport away.
He's gonna look. He's gonna look for a execute maybe. Oh, ooh! Exceltrix is in there and he gets the kill.
That was close.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Temple City was looking to push into this middle lane, but weren't quite able to get anything off.
Yeah, the right idea when the enemy is trying to chase down one of your allies in that situation. But again, solo laners to Temple City, extended, especially when you do not have a turret in that situation. You know you're a prime target from the enemy. It's just a massive risk to be out there, and sure, sometimes the enemy isn't going to go for it, but a player like Celtrix, his target prioritization and his movement around the maps in both Game 1 and Game 2 so far have been very good, and he probably, Captain Nuke probably should have expected something like that.
And now we're seeing University High School take to the stand and really pushing in onto this middle lane here. They do have quite a bit of attack damage on their team, so and do some decent damage with the Jason and Lucian. But it's gonna be slowed down. Wow, looks like Kips hasn't picked up boots yet.
Well, that Yomu's active.
Yeah, and I guess his
passive too, and the gate.
Yeah, the acceleration gate. Wow, how did I know that?
The name?
Well,
Maybe it's because you have a second screen with the browser open. I don't really
no
know.
such things.
Okay. Well,
Well,
small pause in the action. Bit of
Mhm.
delay. This game has been at a bit of a more measured pace than game one, I would
Yeah.
say. But to be fair, game one also lasted nearly an hour. Though we've seen some pretty interesting trade-offs so far. Obviously, University High School now, they have a good amount of poke. They have Jace and Nidalee. That's a very strong poke composition. They want to go for turrets, but they're going to have to deal with the wave control and the wave clear of champions such as, of course, Sivir and Malzahar, and to a small degree, like Karma, Rek'Sai, and very much so Gangplank. So it presents a bit of an issue when the poke comp goes up against really good wave clear. You have to land the crowd control from a reasonable distance, and if you don't land that crowd control, or if it doesn't land onto the prime targets, the wave clear is just going to clear out the wave. They'll recall, they'll come back, they'll sustain, and you're not going to get much done.
okay, the real question is what's the sound that's looping and what's making that sound?
Rek'Sai.
Like,
Tunnel Rek'Sai, burrowed
Rek'Sai
Rek'Sai.
always has the sound looping.
Yeah, that's because she's burrowed.
Yeah.
She's a mean
No,
lady,
but
man.
like even when it's paused, the sound keeps looping over and over. It's like when like the Elise used to have the heartbeat going. It's
Really?
really creepy.
I don't remember
Yeah.
that. Oh, interesting.
Alright,
Well,
well.
let's see. Some poke landing.
Ooh, look at that! And actually, Tactical Bacon's getting another grasp onto him and trying to dive into that one. Zud going low, but still alive. Cannon Barrage not quite landing onto the team fight because University is backing away.
Part of the reason why Malzahar used to be considered a champion that'll never be strong is because he suppresses himself when he uses his ultimate, and that's exactly what we saw there. Zud was trying to go for a kill, but that made him susceptible to the poke from the enemy. Of course, eventually Malzahar was reworked, and he's really, really strong now, but that weakness still exists, and it was really well done by University to take advantage of it. They weren't actually able to get the kill, though, which is in favor of Temple City because it looked like the University was really trying to close in on that turret as well. But just an interesting interaction there, and to see that actually play out. So the farm from Exceltrix right now, his clear speed has been pretty high. His emotions as well, but at this point nearly 17-20 means ahead. Exceltrix is coming up close to some of his laners, and that's both a good thing and a bad thing, because if the Nidalee isn't able to get her damage down, and you have a mid laner such as Jace who isn't far ahead, because Jace really likes his items, he likes his cooldown, then you're going to have a bit of a problem when it comes to actually team fighting, when it comes to actually pushing forward and trying to aggress your advantage. Because Bloodshot took some damage there, you saw that in that blast combo, but it really wasn't as much as it could be if he had, let's say, more farm, or actually kills on himself. Captain Nuke taking a lot of damage. Well, that was a lot of damage.
Yep. Cookie just taking him down there, and with that, he's gonna be pretty safe there. As bottom lane, we are seeing the 3-man push coming in, but Kips is gonna be getting caught off a bit here. And we are gonna be seeing the Hex Drinker coming into play, and we'll be able to soak up some nice amount of damage. Meanwhile, bottom lane was being pushed up there by the members of University High School. They just took that under tower, and now Dragon is about to spawn.
We'll have to take a look at what Drake it's going to be. Of course, it's
Mountain.
1-to-1 for Fire Infernal Drakes for both teams. And
Saw
yeah.
it earlier.
Okay.
It's Mountain Drake.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Well, there you go.
Sure it was the guess.
Huh?
Alright, anyway, it's gonna get taken here though. And right over the wall there.
Yeah.
By
Pretty
all
easy
of
getaway.
Cookies.
We saw that before. 6 minutes ago, the Cookie was sacrificed, although he really, it was certainly an equivalent exchange, as they got the Dragon before, and they get the Mountain Drake again. So, strong Dragon control. We'll see at least one more, potentially two more before the Elder Dragon spawns. So that's really, especially against a poke composition, if you see something like an Ocean Drake, that can be pretty significant in either supplementing or dampening the effect of a poke comp like we see from University High School. Another issue that these poke compositions have is that when it comes to the late game, they don't actually scale incredibly well. Tactical Bacons is going to be decently strong on Nushin, and Jace is still okay, and Italy's still okay, but they're not going to have a strong hard tank like Z Motions will provide. And the damage from Captain Nuke, Zud, and Buttshot is going to get stronger and stronger as time goes on. So, if it goes to a late game situation, you have to factor in so many things. You have to factor in wave manipulation, outplays, strategical macro game. But in a straight up fight, if it goes late University, they're not going to be too happy.
Alright, and actually Z Motion's getting a little bit caught out there, but he can just tunnel over. But Exceltrix wants to follow. And meanwhile, Captain Nuke up in the top lane, he goes down yet again. Does not had a great series so far, and the fight is going to continue here as he's going to get exhausted, but so is Buttshot. The flash out to get away here, and Sketch is in the middle of the enemy team somehow. Tactical Bacons gets that kill. Exceltrix now looking to move forward along with Phoenix. Buttshot getting taken out. And Exceltrix wants to continue, but Nethergrass right under the tower. No one is ready to help him out. But there it is, Tactical Bacons finding one.
Visions
coming through the glowing visions. Yes, Medics getting chased after by Voidlings.
Oh no, the Voidlings. Okay.
They go down though.
So overall, that was trade that was in favor of University, but it was quite sloppy.
Yeah, very sloppy. Meanwhile, top lane though, Cookie was able to solo kill Captain Nuke.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is they got the kill too? Otherwise, it was just a straight up 2 for 2, wasn't it?
I don't think the tower is.
That's true. So they got the kill in the top lane and the tower. Yep. Not that bad then.
Look, Cookie is just putting up very good numbers against Captain Nuke here. He's 5-1 here. This time he's leading in CS. Last game he did have that huge scoreline, but Captain Nuke still found the ways to make plays.
And this is something that one of the new items for those of you who are unfamiliar, the Hextech GLP 800 is the official name of the item Exceltrix has in his second item slot. So he has the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, which slows on abilities, and now he has the GLP, which has an active effect, which just fires a spray of like frost bolts. So he's going to be able to chase people down and have a lot of crowd control too. That's something that the rework helped Nidalee at for sure, because she's going to be so effective, and not only having the mobility to chase after people, but the slow crowd control and slowing people down. The soft crowd control there. And it's also going to mean that landing spears and stuff is a lot easier for that Nidalee. So University High School, they just want to put themselves in a situation where they can chuck those spears, chuck those shock blasts, because they're up 4,500 gold after 25 minutes. So they're still comfortable here and could definitely call the shots.
Looks like another Mountain Drake going to be spawning in a few minutes here. University High School so far with the Infernal and one Mountain for themselves. There's a timer, 2 minutes there, as they're pushing into this bottom lane with the rest, with the Cookie up in top. Teleport up for him though, and no teleport for Captain Nuke.
No teleport for Captain Nuke, but he does have that global ultimate. Which is quite a bit of damage. And he's not really doing too well in this 1v1 though. He's 2 levels down, not doing that much damage with his barrels. So I doubt he's actually going to try and fight.
Just going to be trying to wave clear and delay the Cookie. And now he's a push onto this inhibitor tower, taking quite a bit of damage, but the engage coming through, and the cannon barrage will be landing onto quite a few members. Exceltrix gonna go down to that cannon barrage after the Cookie with the teleport in, but he just is forced to flash out as the members of Temple City continue to push, but he goes back in for the engage. He gets a double kill, and University High School can turn this one around. The Malefic Vision's coming through. Tactical Bacons is going to be doomed to get passed over to a minion though, and that's going to be 4 members down, and Captain Nuke spared just because he wasn't around to fight.
The come from behind Aurelia. When she's down, she gets that stun. She becomes stronger the lower her HP is. And Temple City did not respect it at all. A team fight that started out so well for TCHS, or Temple City Secondary. I actually don't know what the heck their name is.
High School, yeah.
Yeah, High School, Temple City High School. Oh man, that was awesome by the Cookie, just going in on this Aurelia. He's 7-1-5 now, has Randuin's completed, Triforce completed, Blade of the Rune King completed, Tab Eyes as well. And he is a monster all of the time. That Exceltrix spent in the top lane is paying dividends, because the Cookie is strong enough to teleport and just turn the fight around. And now Temple City. They are the players that we've seen make the aggressive movements. The teams have generally had Temple City be the ones to be proactive and University be the ones to be reactive. Speaking of proactive.
Yeah, Temple City trying to move in here. Gonna get some more speed buffs going for them, but Sketch just getting very low. Cannon Barrage coming through, but not too much. Ooh, flash away from the Coaling. Z Motion's in a bit of trouble. Zud getting tagged up by a spear. And they're still gonna be looking to push forward, but damage coming in. And then another Grasp Spear out there. Kip Z Motion's flashing in for the engage, and they do take him down. But the Cookie coming in, he finds one, he's going for Sketch, he's on to Z Motions now, and look at that, a triple kill coming in for the Cookie, going for more. That's going to be taken by Tactical Bacons, but once again, 4 members down, Captain Nuke left alive.
The Cookie coming into that fight in a similar fashion to before. Every time the Cookie's in the team fight, he just turns it around for his team. And 29 minutes into this game, I don't really think that there are any answers from Temple because they tried to go aggressive once again, but lost 2 for 4. Captain Nuke is getting delayed by Braum, which means that both Lucian and Aurelia can work on the turrets. Ooh, they're going to cut Captain Nuke off. Yeah, Captain Nuke is dead here.
Try to get a kill onto Venix here. Or he's going to try to run, but he's going to run right into the Cookie. And oh, he may be able to get this kill onto Venix, and he is not. Ooh, Venix so close to going down, but that shield from facing the mountain saves him.
Yeah, so nice little kiting there by the support. Just lures him into the Lucian. The wraparound from both Tactical Bacons and the Cookie, though, meant that they actually weren't able to get the mill inhibitor turret, which I think probably would have been more valuable than actually chasing down the kill. But then again, they're so far ahead at this point that it doesn't really matter. 8,000 gold is definitely something you can come back from, but it's going to take a lot of just turtling from Temple City. They just shouldn't go for fights anymore. Maybe wait for the enemy team to go for a risky Baron, which they're going for right now. But if the Baron is secured by University, then it might as well just be GG.
Yeah, Z Motions is going to be over the wall. Going to be going. He steals away the Baron. The Baron is Temple City. He is going to go down, but stealing that away is huge.
That is really huge. Exceltrix has the execute damage and also had Smite. Did not secure the Baron. So that's really big. Still, with Z-Motion's dead, that means the top lane turret is going to die here. The inhibitor turret is going to be okay because they have Baron Duff minions. And they actually get a little bit of gold in their favor, so that's totally fine. Fantastic hero play by Z-Motions.
Well, now they're going to be able to defend their base a lot better here. As they're being pushed in this whole game here. They're down by 5 turrets. And University High School really showing up so far this game, but there's a little bit of hope here as Z-Motions was able to take away that Baron. But I mean, just look at the scorelines. 10-1-7 for the Cookie. Already has 4 items complete.
Yeah. The Cookie right now is the Cookie monster because he is massive. He is not stoppable in a 1v1. He gets more tenacity the more opponents are around him, so he actually is stronger when he's in a 1v2, 1v3, 1 versus multiple situation. And that is a easy Drake.
This match has been a good... this game has been a good game for Drakes here. 2 Infernal and 2 Mountain Drakes.
Yeah.
And we saw 2 of those Mountain Drakes, or both of those Mountain Drakes go over to University, and 1 of the Infernals to University, so the other Dragon buff should be pretty good for them here.
That should be if they get it. Obviously, it's going to respawn on a 10-minute timer when it goes down. Until then, though, it's going to be 6 minutes, so 37 minutes, I want to say. Don't spec? Not entirely sure. Speaking of respawning, bottom lane inhib has respawned, and the members of University are probably going to want to try and get it, but they still have to tiptoe around this because their power right now is a little bit in the Nidalee, a decent bit in the Lucian, and a lot of bit in the Aurelia. She is going to be able to split push. If they just continue their pressure here, that's fine. But they don't want to get caught. They don't want to get engaged on because Kips and Exceltrix, more Kips than anything, will go down pretty quickly if they get caught.
Yeah, so University is just closing in on this base, pushing in all 3 lanes right now. Cookie gonna just take away that barrel and
That's a big chunk.
doing some damage here. But ooh, look at this, the middle lane or somewhere anyway. Fight going down, damage being traded back and forth, but Temple City so far ahead here as Emotion still trying to go, and Cannon Barrage takes down the flashing Emotion still trying to go. Tactical Bacon does find one, but Malefic Vision doing damage. It's a double kill coming in for butt shot, and now Kips is gonna fall. Triple kill for the AD carry. The Cookie gonna show up maybe a little bit too late, but not too late to pick up a double kill and perhaps saving his team from complete disaster.
The Death's Daughter had a really big impact on Venix as he just gets blown up, but then again, the Cookie shows up and sort of salvages this situation, but you're not going to want to have all your gold just be on one champion. It's great to have an Irelia this fit, but if the rest of your team is so weak that every time they fight, they just die, that's not what you want to find yourself in if you're a University High School here. I'm curious about how they're going to solve this issue, because every time we have seen these fights in the last 10, 15, 20 minutes, it's been Temple City starting a fight on someone when the Cookie wasn't there, and then eventually the Cookie coming back and recouping the losses, basically.
Yep, and now with that, Temple City, we're seeing some of that team fight potential that can come out for them. Kills going on to Buttshot on that Sivir. I mean, the Ricochet is just able to do a lot of damage distributed throughout the team of University. And if the Cookie had been in that fight earlier, that probably would have gone their way, but without him, as you were saying, I mean, the team is just a lot weaker.
Mm-hmm. He has so much of their gold that...
Now he's back up top lane. No teleport.
Without a teleport, I think this is almost a risky call. Maybe if they really were pushing with them.
It's the same position they were in before, but this time the Cookie would be even later.
Right, that's the problem.
Into this team fight.
They lost a team fight before in this position. Without Irelia, I don't see any way. They can't really take these fights. There goes the proto belt item. Or the GLP, I think it's called.
No, they're actually pushing into this inhibitor though, really trying to take this one down. As the Cookie is putting pressure up on that top lane. But the inhibitor hasn't really taken any damage at all, really.
Alright, well, we'll see how much the poke they can land. That's all that matters here. Jace has a decent power spike. He has Yomu's. He has Black Cleaver. He has the stacked up Mana Mune, so it's now the Muramana.
No, doing some more damage. This inhibitor down to half health, down to even less now. It is getting a bit chunked down here in Temple City. They fought like this before. They could totally fight like this again. They have the Cannon Barrage up for Captain Nuke, as he said. Big impact in that last fight where they would take down Venix and just do a little bit more AoE damage here. And look at these Voidlings.
Yeah, tiptoeing this dance is not going to work for them. They have Nidalee sustained from her heal, but she is going to run out of mana very quickly.
Oh, but may not be a dance. It's being engaged. Tactical Bacon getting out with the QSS there. And no, the Cookie though, he dived under that tower and Captain Nuke been distracted by the fight in the bottom lane.
I think it's fair to say that so far, Captain Nuke has had a pretty painful series.
Yeah, so far, for sure. Once Emotions wants to go in for the engage. Temple City still looking to fight this game. Emotions may have a nice knockup coming, but they're going to be able to get away. Meanwhile, Tower is going down in the top lane, but Temple City still trying to go in here. Kips finds a kill on the sketch from the side. They still keep going in. Tactical Bacons is so low. One auto attack. Buttshot going to be going in with the on the hunt. That is here to follow up. Damage coming through, but Kips is still alive. He will be able to clean this one up. That is going to be the ace. And look at this.
What a fight.
Nuke compression.
Yeah, Captain Nuke is going to respawn, but he's not going to be able to protect this. The Cookie just dove him before. He's going to do it again easily. Although the Cookie's minions are running out. Don't do it, Captain Nuke. Don't do it, Captain Nuke.
Nuke.
Look how little turret damage he's taking.
Oh. It's adding up, though. Ooh, flash away.
Yeah.
He's trying to get him back. And barrage actually will proc the Guardian's Angel, but I think Captain Nuke needs to get back to his base and get some help here.
That team fight was
So-
so spread out, but
Yeah.
I really want to give props to Kips for actually playing it intelligently and baiting Sketch to come by, or they're all chasing the rest of the members of UHS, and Kips cleaned it up very nicely, since that was a 4v4 situation basically where we saw them win, which again was started by Temple City, but Crusader Kitten, that's the first time we've actually seen that. So
2 inhibitors over for University High School.
they were able to take that. The Nexus turret in top lane, it is going to regen, but it's going to be fairly low. And for the most part, I don't know if Temple City have a real way back into this game, since the Baron and the Dragon should both easily be taken by this double mountain, double
Mountain Infernal.
Yeah, I knew that the Infernal, but the Infernal actually doesn't do extra damage to the minions, to the monsters.
Well, it's gonna be doing a lot of damage to champions here as they got the other Drake buff, and they can definitely use that in the team fight. So 10,000 gold ahead. University High School really coming back out from that last game. I mean, they knew they had a huge chance in that game to win. I guess realized what was going wrong and maybe putting the cookie on Aurelia, and definitely working out for them so far in this game.
Yeah, we'll see if they go for Baron and actually obtain it here. They probably should. They have a large enough lead.
The Emotions did steal this away once before this game. And, I mean, this time I think there's a way bigger lead here, especially with the other Drake buff for University High School. So, that sort of thing just shouldn't happen. No more steals.
No more steals. If Z-Motion steals it here, then Temple City 3 the Cyber Lead, but it's going to be hard.
It was over a little bit too late, and now he wants to get out. There's the flash camp rush. There's a decent amount of damage there. They maybe could have fought that, but they didn't have Captain Nuke.
Nope, they didn't have Captain Nuke, and even though he's had a poor game, he's starting to get to the point where he's actually quite strong and an impactful part of their team. At this point, though, the double buffed up team, 2 inhibs down.
Wow,
Temple
full
City
items finish on the cookie here.
This is Temple City's 11th hour.
40-minute game, so another longer game from these two teams. It may just end a little bit sooner, I would have to say, as this inhibitor tower gonna get bursted down, and no one here from Temple City to really try and respond to this one. The Emotion's taking some damage here, and that's gonna be the third inhibitor going down. Ooh, damage from the barrels there.
Yeah, a lot of damage from the barrels. QSS for Exceltrix, that's actually a pretty cute item because he knew that the focus from Zed would probably be on him. So he gets out with that. And they decided to just recall one more time, walk up to the base, and end the game. And the question is, of course, can they actually do so? Because we're getting to the later stages of the game where the gold differential doesn't matter as much because players are getting to 6 items anyway. You can see Rek'Sai, Malzahar, Gangplank nearly. The 80 carries are both at 6 items.
Oh man. 3 lanes of super minions pushing in, as well as that Baron buff is still active. And here's the push. Temple City gonna have to perform some miracles here to defend their base, I'd have to say. Super minions pushing in with the Baron buffs down. Poke gonna be coming out from the team of University High School as they just slowly push these down, take down the waves, get in for some damage on those Nexus towers.
So they just really need to wait this out. Poke the members of Temple. If the inhibs come back, they can just go for them. Just look at the damage.
Force the flash, and Cookie gonna be going in, but gets caught by the nether grass. The Nexus tower gonna be going down. So will the Cookie. And now the Nexus tower is gonna be going down still. Damage coming in. Venix taking past the flash out. Does still trying to find a way in here, but the base is low. Tactical Bacon's moving in for some poking. The flash forward isn't able to land any attacks onto anyone though, and Buttshot's still at very full health. And Z-Motion's coming in from the side, from behind actually, but Buttshot's still moving forward. The inhibitor did fall here, so still 3 inhibitors down, and Superman's
turret.
gonna push and kill the tower.
Oh man, even when Temple City win the team fights, there's nothing they can do. The minions are pounding on their base, and I don't think they can end the game just now. But Crusader Kitten, every time we see Temple City win a team fight, they still end up losing the objective for it. They lose the advantage. They are just so far behind.
Yeah, and they're in a very similar situation to University in the last game. All of their structures, they're gone except for the Nexus. However, University High School have a huge lead this time, and they're probably just going to be able to take down this Nexus pretty easily. Last game was a little bit more up in the air, but this time, University should be able to take it here.
Considering, though, that Temple City have an inhib back, if they win the next team fight, their inhibs will just all be back, and they'll be at 6 items. They're already at 6 items. Everyone is at 6 items, except for QSS isn't completed. That doesn't really matter for the JC. Doesn't matter. Excuse me. Mercurial was completed for Nidalee, though, interestingly enough. But the Rek'Sai doesn't have a complete item, but we're at 5.5 items.
Emotions looking to engage. They get the Nemesis onto Vanek. Cookie's gonna be teleporting right in the middle of the team, though, and everyone's trying to play around it. Oh, he canceled it out because he's going for the base.
Oh, man.
For the Nexus, cancel.
It's already low.
He's gonna be on to it. Cannon Barrage coming in, though, and actually,
just kidding.
Back up to full health. Yep. But now this just allows University to push in. I mean, the Cookie, he just cut off all the momentum.
This should be it. They can just close in.
And now they are closing in onto the Nexus.
That's a lot of damage onto Tactical Bacon's, though.
Yep, gonna be trying to fight this one out. Eccentric gonna get knocked up here as the Emotions trying to get into that back line, but Tactical Bacon just takes him down. And this is gonna be it. University High School forcing their way through game number 2, and they will be able to take down the Nexus and tie the series 1-1.
We have had an incredible series so far. Baron steals, multiple turret dives, a near quadra kill, and an incredible back and forth between these two teams. This game a little bit shorter than the last 45-minute game is overall quite long. Anyway, we are going to go to a quick break, play some music, and be right back for game number 3.